Um, 64.
Great.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Again, welcome to Steele University. This is week number 2. Ebony, can you hear me? Real quick sound check.
I'm right here. Check, check. 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right, ladies
Awesome.
and gentlemen, if you can hear me, just go ahead and type yes in the chat window. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me before we get started. Let's see. We have yes, yes, L, Dominique, John Schaefer, Lori, Sonia Campbell. That's what's up. You guys can hear me. All
I
right.
love it.
And they're ready to go. They're already asking questions. All
Well,
right. So
I'll tell you
just
this. Yeah, AJ, before we get started, everybody
sure.
that's on right now, we're going to give you like 45 seconds, whether it's texting, tweeting, Instagramming, any of your friends to tell them what you're doing right now so everybody can get a benefit from this and we can get that number up. I've been so blessed. We did this last week and we had close to 200 people, and this week a little bit more than that. So this is just awesome. So I want everyone to just join in. So right now, I'm just going to take, I think we got like 15 seconds left. Tweet, text, tell everybody what you're doing right now, and let's keep it moving so that everybody can take advantage.
All right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, Steele University, Ebony has just given you instructions on what you need to do. So go ahead and do it. In the meantime, I will do some house cleaning. First of all, we are very interactive, so we want you guys to take pictures of the screen. We want you to tweet it. We want you to Instagram it. We want you to share it with all your people. All right. All right. So again, just echoing what Ebony just said. And for those of you who weren't on last week, you're in for a treat. For those of you who were on last week, you're on for an even bigger treat. Not only does Ebony have new content that she's sharing with you guys, she also has a few surprises up her sleeve tonight. So get ready. But let me just read from the slide. So what is Steele University? It is a 4-week live digital course. And what is it going to teach you about? So it's going to be about blogging, radio, the pros and cons of entertainment journalism, and just some real life experiences that Ebony and all of her celebrity friends have experienced over their years in their careers, and whether it's blogging, radio, or television. All right, so there's much to be gained from taking this course. Just keep that in mind. We want you to pull out your notebooks tonight because she's going to teach you a lot of things tonight. So just be prepared to learn that. You're going to be here for probably 45 to 60 minutes, but again, we're giving you guys a few minutes to get acclimated. So I would say probably an hour to 15 minutes or so. And then at the end, not only does she has two very special guests, but she has a special offer, a special opportunity for you guys to go a little further in your careers at the very end of this. All right. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is Ebony Steele. Ebony, I'm going to mute my microphone, and it is all yours.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Minutes, an hour and 15 minutes. Um, you can still hear me, correct? Okay, I think other people were muting. But I just wanted to make sure that I get in as much information as I can just to share a little bit about me. I've received so much love through social media, emails, posts, the whole nine, that you guys miss me on the radio and TV. And trust me, I do too. And so it was just upon me and has been on me for several months to find a way to reconnect. And not only that, one of the things that I've always loved to do, I feel like if you have a gift, what good is having that gift if you can't share it with anyone? So even though my circumstances may be different, but the Lord is good. There's some great stuff on the horizon I can't wait to tell you guys about. I wanted to be able to share my knowledge and what I know about TV and radio and blogging and the whole industry, so that where I am, maybe you could have a 10, 15-year jump on me based on what I had to learn the hard way. So what AJ talked about, who is Ebony Steele? One of the things I think is one of the things my friends and family love is also the thing that is my weakness is the transparency. What you see is what you get. No, I was not a journalist major. No, I did not go to school for radio or TV, none of that. Believe it or not, I went to Tuskegee University. My degree is in mechanical engineering. But I always just kind of, I hate to say the gift of gab because that sounds like, cliche, but that's the truth. And So there was an opportunity that led me from when I went from college, I went into pharmaceutical sales, radio sales, and then a radio on air opportunity became available. And, by someone who was a very close friend of mine at the time. And we had a very, very strong running. It was great. And it has brought me to where I am today to be able, not to just say I'm Ebony Steele, but to be able to share the knowledge of what I've learned. AJ, I think I don't want us to. I want us to have perpetual motion and move forward. The slide before the one that's showing. Um, that might not be either. That right there. Okay. So, what is Steele University? You talked about that. Talking about upcoming bloggers. I just want to make sure I cover everything. And oh, my bad, dog. You did all that. Keep it moving. I'm sorry. Okay, so one of the things that I've learned in this business from being in radio, doing TV, I don't know if many of you all know, and I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and one of the first things that I did when I realized, like, whoa, being an entrepreneur and making your own money is real, is when I was a pharmaceutical rep and then offered a radio job, which was a third of the money that I was making to go from pharmaceutical sales to radio. So what I did at that time was negotiate to be able, hey, me and my sister think about this dance studio thing. Hey, can I advertise that for sure? For free? They're like, Ebony, yeah, ha ha ha. Ain't nobody think about no dance studio. But I was able to get 10 commercials a day, and in 2 years, I grew my dance studio from 17 to 400 students, which gave me leverage and power not only to continue to grow on radio and TV, but one of my biggest things I always say is while you grow up, you have to grow out because you have to touch those people. And I believe every day when I pray, I thank the Lord for the people above me, below me, beside me to make everything happen. So one of the things you see on the screen now is one of my business ventures, and I'll talk about it later because it's not about this, is I've created what I've called Steele Box. Now, I don't know about you guys, but women, men, whoever on the phone, I used to be addicted to catalog shopping. I would love to order from Victoria's Secret, whomever, and whenever I got home and I saw something on the porch, it was just like a gift to me. So what I've done with Steele Box is created a business where not only, let's say that there's somebody like you, for example, that may make bracelets or candles, or you have a dream or you're a caterer, but your job from 8 to 5 limits you from at being able to push that. So what I do with Steele Box is monthly people subscribe to my box. I take the favorite things of the grassroots people like you that may have a business that may not be able to market it, and they get that once a month, and we partner together. So we'll talk more about Steele Box later, but let's keep it moving to the next slide. My point to you is that in this particular game of radio, I've learned that it's not just one. And the reason I made this a radio, TV, and blogging course is because if you're in the business, you can't do one without the other. My story, I was a geek and a debutante. I know some people may be on the phone this week that were on last week, but my sister says that my stories are always based on a true story. It changes a little bit, but I was one of those kids that was always in trouble, but still made good grades, so I kind of got by. And when it came time to talk and finesse, I was able to kind of do that. So people may kind of consider that to be slick or a characteristic trait of a young child is what has grown me to be able to have the confidence to be articulate and to speak into radio and to communicate and to not just make a funny, but I sit here before you guys as an 8-year breast cancer survivor, so I understand the seriousness of not just our health but our community and us coming together to have a full understanding. Knowledge is power, and one thing I love about being a part of the media is that I'm constantly able to give knowledge. My grandmother, both of my grandmothers were just superb women, just pioneers, and my mouth is open sometimes. My grandmother, Flora McGee, who was my father's mother, in Birmingham, Alabama in the 60s, she opened the first modeling and charm school. As a matter of fact, women that were tellers at banks could not even become a teller at a bank unless they went through my grandmother's 2-week course. So I think seeing her and how she moved and how graceful it was, you couldn't chew gum in public. It was all these different rules, but you didn't understand them as a child, but it's molded me into who I am today. And she even said, I see something special in Ebony. She'll a little off. She get in trouble in school all the time, but those grades be good. I tell the story sometimes my mama tried to give me a whooping and I grabbed the end of the belt. And like, what's she gonna do for real? You know what I'm saying? I'm bigger than her. I'm like, you're not gonna whoop me. But at the same time, there was just something, not so much rebellious, but I think that's different. And it doesn't make me exceptional, but I think it's in all of us. And when we tap into that and it's able to inspire other people, that's what makes life uh, all that much better and different. I'm following you, AJ. I see you doing something else. What we got? You're going to click on the arrow. Do we have any questions as of right now? Any questions, comments, concerns? Well, let me go into this. Let's talk about how I got my name. People ask, okay, Ebony, what is your name? So, of course, people think because my name's Ebony, that has to be like a stage name. No, I was born Ebony McGee. As a matter of fact, I have one sibling. I have a sister. Her name is Bronze. And so Ebony, my mother was born Marion Steele, and that is her maiden name. So when I became, you know, or got on radio, I decided to change my name to Ebony Steele. It was Ebony Arrington at one point, where I was married. Shout out to Marco. You still a great guy. I hated it didn't work out, but I'm glad we're still buddies. But that's how sometimes I even think Ebony McGee was me, the young person in high school. I went to Tuskegee, and by the grace of God and just what people saw in me and what I was able to pull together was Miss Tuskegee. So I consider that Ebony McGee. After that is when I began radio. I was a pharmaceutical rep, and then became married and started a business. And I think that's the Ebony Arrington. Then after my divorce and life began, not so much again, but it just made another turn for me. And I wanted, this radio person not to really embody all of the past. Not that I'm embarrassed about it, but Steele is not only a family name, but it embodies strength. And so that's how my name became Ebony Steele. And once again, they say that you may not believe this, but you can probably think in your life right now, there's going to be 1 to 2. If you got 3, you're lucky. But 1 to 2 people that give you opportunities or see something in you that changed your life. And so it was the grace of God towards the end of my college years, and I began to kind of come into Ebony, is when I was able to meet Ricky Smiley, and that's how we began our radio relationship together. One thing I'll say in this business, because we have 2 exciting people, and I don't want to just overtalk myself, is your credibility means everything in the industry. One of the things that I think, or I've been told, that has been a part of one of my successes is that I'm believable. You know that, hey, I joke about this, I joke about that, but when it's serious and it's time to talk, hey, she means business. She's talking about something. Excuse me for a second. And also when you think about, for example, TMZ was TMZ forever, but when TMZ broke the story that Michael Jackson had died and it was truth and they were the right one, that's when they began to get their credibility. So no matter what medium you're working in, whether it's radio, TV, or blogging, whatever you're doing, make sure your facts are straight, and that's how you get credibility. That's how you gain access. That's how people believe in you, and that's how you grow. Oh, I hope she's ready. This is one of my favorite people. When I moved I'm from Birmingham, then I went to Dallas, then I came to Atlanta, and I heard about this chick talking with Tami, but I heard with Tami all the time. It was Rolling Out magazine. She broke out, she did her own thing, and I didn't just want to close this, like I said, to radio or TV because it's an entire gamut. So if you guys would help me in welcoming, and we'll take questions after. We want to do questions after Tami. That's correct, AJ, right?
Yes, we are going to do questions. And really quick, Eb, Tammy had some technical difficulties on her side, so I apologize. That's why the slides were erratic. We were kind of talking through that. But
Okay,
she is here now, and I'm gonna
got you.
she does have the slides in front of her, so we're gonna talk through everything. But she is ready to rock and roll. So let me know, and we're gonna make this work.
Okay, always. We're 8:47 now. If you want to, up to this point, do you want to take 1 or 2 questions just from my point,
Yeah,
or do we
there
just want to go straight into Tammy?
there are a ton of questions. So uh,
Let's take 2.
Okay, let's take two. All right, so the first question is for Tammy, and this is wow, this is before you even get started, Tammy. So she says, I'm an online boutique owner, and hi, Barbara Robinson. She says she's an online boutique owner, and she would like to know best sites to start a blog on.
She she has an online boutique, but she wants to start a blog.
That's correct.
I personally think that I'm trying to figure out why she wants a blog if she has an online boutique. Is she just wanting to do the blog to give her online boutique more exposure? Because there is a lot of different kind of blogs out there, but I just need to get more clarity as to why she's trying to do a blog, and is she trying to do the blog for a hobby or just to highlight the clothing? That's what I needed to know.
So
Well, why don't
let's
we?
just say she's trying to do it as she's trying to get more exposure. She says she wants to highlight it, but let's give an example for an.
Oh, gotcha. She wants to highlight the boutique with the blog. Is that what? Am I hearing that correct?
Correct.
Well, let's do this. Can you hear? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Since the first question is for Tammy, and we haven't even heard her spoke yet, we will answer that question. But as I want to do Tammy, her due diligence and her introduction that we're giving to her, and just Tammy, if blogging is not my thing. I'm TV, I'm radio. I can write, I can host all day long. But just the general question I want to put out there before we even start is, what is a good blogger, and what makes you stand out amongst other bloggers?
All right.
A good blogger is a person who makes a good blogger is someone who has original content. The blog has great content. Um, they have something to say, a voice and an opinion. That makes a good blogger.
And one of the things that I was impressed with about you, Tammy, is the fact that you told me that even though, of course, your office is at home, you literally wake up at 5 in the morning and you blog from 5:30 till 5:30 p.m. What are your hours? Are we having a little disconnect, AJ? Or is Tammy's volume?
Pop culture.
We may have a bad connection with Tammy. Is that what's going on right now?
Yeah, it sounds like our connection is going in and out with Tammy. The connection
Okay.
is going in and out with Tammy.
Okay. So let's try to get Tammy tightened back up on the line.
Yep.
We definitely have more information, and we have another guest that is going to make everyone happy, for sure, for sure. But if there are any other questions that I can answer at this time while we get Tammy in place, I'd be glad to do that.
All right, this is Alicia. She said, "What was your inspiration after leaving the Ricky Smiley Morning Show to keep driving forward?"
In essence, I didn't leave the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, and I think that was more of the impetus for me to move forward. I think if you're supposed to be dead, you would be. And I think that if you feel like you're at the lowest of the lowest, sometimes there's nowhere to go but up. And I also feel like, and I hate to use the word revenge because I'm not a person that likes to get revenge, but I think the greatest show of revenge or strength is success. And so anything other than success has never been in my thought process or vocabulary. So whether it was me leaving Ricky Smiley, me leaving Best Buy, Red Lobster, I would just continue to move forward to be the best person that I can be.
All right, Eb. So we have Tammy now. It's a little bit better, so we're gonna go ahead to her first slide. Tammy, you ready to roll?
Yes.
All right, it's on you. Why start a blog?
Okay. First of all, you have to ask yourself why you starting the blog. Are you trying to just get free stuff? Are you just trying to get into events? You have to ask yourself, why are you doing this? Once you figure that out And if you really have something to say to your audience, then I say roll with it. If you're going to do it with the intention of not being a good blogger, you're just trying to gain some kind of notoriety, it might not work for you. But if you have good intentions and a good heart and you think that you have longevity with what you're trying to do, I think that you should do it. But that's why you should start a blog. But if you think you're gonna get instant fame or money and all this stuff, it takes a very long time. It took me I've been blogging for almost 9 years now, and I just started seeing money maybe 3 years ago, like real checks. So if you don't have that kind of patience, it might not work for you.
Cool. All right. So, and what kind of blogs would you start?
Okay. You could actually do a blog about anything you could think of, because somebody is going to have interest in it. So always think of what you're very talented in. That's what I always tell people. Whatever you really like, start up with that. So if you have a very good eye for fashion, makeup, like you can really apply makeup, you might want to start out with reviewing makeup, buying makeup, doing your face. Then you branch off from there, but always start off with something that you're very, very, very knowledgeable about. If it's flying a kite and you know how to fly kites, then you start off with that. Then you branch off into different areas of flying kites. But mine is, I love celebrity stuff. I started with that and red carpet stuff. Then I branched off to fashion, beauty. I just branched off from the celebrity stuff first, then I started branching off into different areas. But like a tree, you branch off into different areas. But always start off something that you know that you're really good at, that you're knowledgeable about, and that you have expertise in.
All right. Next slide. And this is on how to gain a following, Tami.
Oh, wow. How to gain a following when you... I was kind of grandfathered in because when I started, actually, the Atlanta Housewives was just launching. So I was going to all the parties. I had all the content, all the pictures. So people was coming to my blog to see everything. There wasn't that many people that knew too much about the Housewives. And I know all the girls, so that helped break me into getting a following because I knew these women personally. But for someone in 2015 that wants to start a blog and you're trying to gain people, you have to have original content. You have to have something cool to say, something fascinating, very good images, because it's over 6 million blogs now. So what's going to make your blog stand out? It has to be unique, different. You have to have a different voice. So you have to find some kind of niche. Then you, of course, want to tell your friends, if you're in school, like say you're a college student, come on, wear a t-shirt with your website on it. That on the back of your bumper of your car. You have to tell people about it. Go to the network, pass out business cards. Let your Facebook fans know, your Twitter fans.
Hey, Tami.
Like you have to get out there and network.
Tami, do me a favor, because you're going in and out. We hear you good, then it gets kind of soft. So, girl, I don't care if you got to chew the phone. Just put the phone in your mouth and just talk as loud as you can.
Okay. And all right, Eb. So
Well, I have a question with Tami. I have a question for Tami because this is when I became very, very impressed, and this is my small mind, of course. Very blessed to be in radio, and then Dish Nation came about. And doing TV there. And for all that don't know, I just started a new TV show, Coffee with America, that's going to be in 180 markets, and it begins airing at the beginning of September. I'm very proud of that. But when I thought about bloggers, and Tami, like the first time that me and you really sat down and had dinner, I realized BET Awards, Grammys, and Emmys are flying you out to their award shows, paying for your hotel, your flights, for you to be there. What is the difference between someone just sitting at their computer every day, but then also getting those endorsements to where these major award shows fly you to LA and New York to cover them?
There you go.
I was just having a conversation earlier today because there are several different kinds of bloggers. Okay, let's take, for instance, somebody who blogs for a company. Let's just say a newspaper. They have bloggers now for newspapers. They get a salary. They get a paycheck. I'm not a blogger like that. I work for myself. I'm an independent, freelancer, independent contractor, if you want to call it. I don't work for anybody. I work for myself. So how do I get paid? I get paid because I'm with an advertising agency out of New York City. So a lot of my money comes from my ads on my site. So when you go to talkingwithtami.com, you'll see ads on my site. That too gives me a paycheck once a month. Then I started getting endorsement deals from fashion brands or brand and PR companies. When you get over a certain amount of clicks on your site, then they'll start reaching out to you. I don't reach out to people. They reach out to me. And they'll say, hey, Tami, we want you to work with, like I have a campaign coming up with Family Dollar, and they pay you money to work with them. So I get endorsement deals and stuff like that. That's how I stay afloat. Then I host events. And then a lot of brands see what you're doing. If you, she works with Family Dollar, we want her to work with us. So then I get people to email me. I get about 100 emails a day. Can you do this? Some things I turn down, some things I do. I'm very picky now and very selective. But like flying out to award shows and stuff, most of the time when you see me travel, it's all inclusive, meaning that a brand pays for me to come out for something. Like LinkedIn is a big sponsor of mine, and they might want me to cover the BET Award, and they pay for your airfare, your hotel. But you have a lot of work to do on top of, just flying out. It looks like it's fun, but there's a lot of work involved. So many tweets I have to do, so many Facebook posts, and social media posts, and my blog. But when you, as far as making money, I'm with I told you, an advertising agency. And so once you reach over 100,000 on the blog, then they'll start coming after you. When it's still then, it's going to be very hard. You have to have a lot of endurance and a lot of patience to blog, because people, blogs usually last about 3 months and they crash and burn because people get frustrated because they want the instant, money, the instant fame, and it doesn't work like that. And I've been doing it for 9 years. It's a lot of work. I mean, extremely a lot. I started 6 in the morning and I'm done around 6 o'clock. Then I go to events, come back, get all that stuff ready to put up the next day. So it's a lot of work. And some people work full-time jobs. I blog full-time. That's all I do, 7 days a week. So I'm just built for it, and I've been doing this for so long. It's like an old fashioned. But some people have a 9 to 5, and then they're trying to be a blogger. Got you. It's going to be hard. And I'm blessed to have a husband that helped me in the beginning with a lot of things. Now, he needs my help. It's funny how things change. But it's very time consuming. Yes. I'm turning my nose up to you right now because you have a husband. Yeah. All of us ain't as lucky as you are. But we love you, and we thank you for all. You can hang around a little bit, right, Tami? I can't hear you.
Are you going to hang out with us a little bit more longer tonight?
Yeah. I just need a few more minutes because I know people have questions for her.
Yep. She can hang. And also, Eb, we have Claudia on as well. So now
I was about to introduce her, AJ. You took it away from me. Dang. It's okay though. Gosh, I love you, AJ.
I know.
So. This young lady, before I bring her on, I want to do a couple of housekeeping notes. A lot of you all have asked me in the most sincere way, Ebony, what are you doing? What's going on now? I don't see you. I don't hear you, blah, blah, blah. Believe me, I'm working hard, even if it's grassroots, because sometimes if it's making a difference, even if it's not blasted out all over the news of the internet, it's enough for me. So I want to tell you guys and just ask you to continue to support Steele University. Like I said, right now, these first 2 courses are courses that we're bringing to you to give you insight on radio, TV, and blogging. And going forward, the next 4 weeks, we have other celebrities, in addition to who we have, of course, Talking with Tami, who's the cream of the crop, another young lady who's sitting on the line who will be coming back. But at the same time, the 4 weeks, I promise you, is something that I wish that I could have learned over 12 years that I could try to teach you in 3 or 4, and it's strictly from the love of that. So if right now, all of you guys will just make the promise to me, even if you write down steeleuniversity.com and come back to join us. Our early bird special for the next 4 weeks is $99, and after that it is $159, I believe.
But we will honor that as long as we can, because we just want all of you guys to learn everything that we can learn. What use is it for us to hold all the information together? And another thing that I've done also is steelbox.com. You may have heard of Birchbox or Curlbox, and it's a monthly box, almost like Oprah's favorite things. It's Ebony's favorite things. And what I've done is I've connected with local business owners, like I said, that may work from 8 to 5, that make candles, that make different things, but they have no way to get it out. Well, I put it together in one box, bring it to you every month on your front porch. And right now it's $29 a month. If you sign up, it's $79 a month. And the only reason, like, I don't even want to talk about it, but, you know, all my business partners, you got to talk about it, you got to let people know. So even if also in any website of mine you go to, there's a box that you can check that says, hey, just get information, updates, what you need to know, and that's totally free. But at the same time, if there's any way that we can join together as business partners, I can continue to help you learn and grow from a business perspective, as well as getting something every month. That's perfect. So let me get that out of the way. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, people have wondered what our relationship is like, what it's really like. AJ, I guess I'll do the introduction. Yeah, I'll do the introduction here. And what's so wonderful is that the Steele University, like I said, is something that I've thought about for so long. Hey, I'm going to bring people to a hotel, and we're going to meet in the city, and we're going to sit behind a panel, and we're going to drink the stale water and the ice and be in those cold hotels. No, I want you to be in the comfort of your living room to be able to talk to us and ask any questions that you want to. So once again, I thank you, Tami, and of course you're still on the line because I see people in queue have tons of questions for you. But ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my sister, also in the media business. I mean, she really needs no introduction, Miss Claudia Jordan. Hey, Claudia.
Hey, girl. How you doing? Hey, Tami. Is she gone?
No, Tammy's phone. I don't know what I don't know if she on prepaid home phone. I don't know what's up, but we're gonna make sure she's good.
She's on, but
I love Tami.
she's muted.
She's been super awesome since I met her. She's been great. So how y'all doing tonight?
Everybody's good. So if anybody has questions for me, Claudia, or Tami, you can send those right now. Type those into AJ, and he will let those, he'll send those out. But Claudia, I'm glad you're here. And once again, you're coming back to actually do your teaching and your module on, because this lady is not just radio. You know, we're talking Foxhole. We're talking Ricky Smiley Morning Show. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about, what's the show where you held a suitcase and where your feet was hurting, and that's why your feet look bad?
That's why my feet look terrible.
But
that's all the foods that'll do it to you.
But what I am just glad is the fact that me and you were able to, even because there are some people who are, oh, we're the best of friends. We've been friends since blah, blah, blah. And it's nothing to discount that. But just the fact that we were able to support each other in the same industry and kind of going through the same thing.
You know, I think people expected us to be against each other or for, there to be some animosity, but, we didn't do anything to each other. You know what I mean? We both worked and we did the best, we did our jobs, and, we can relate to each other's experience because, well, you've been through it. You were there for 7 years, right? 7, 8 years?
7 years, yes.
Years, and, I got a taste of it, and, I always made a point to give you props and always made a point to show, you've been nothing but great and kind and supportive to me, and I'm glad we early on, extended hands to each other and was able to talk, because it's real easy. People seem to love to drive a wedge between two women, especially two black women, and it's easy in some cases. You know what I mean? But we were both able to see past that, and I'm glad, because I really look at you as someone to learn a lot from. I mean, you're great at what you do. I always give you props, and I don't care if it bothers people, because I'm going to continue to do it. You've been great to me, and I respect you, and I want to see more of that. Like, what public declarations of women supporting other women. You know what I mean? And
right.
I have nothing but love for you, Ebony. You've been fantastic to me. So
well, I appreciate that, Claudia, and to that end, because a lot of people felt like, hey, if Ebony and Claudia get together, they're going to talk about this, and it's going to be negative, and it's going to be this, and me and you've already talked about, hey, we know what we went through, we know what it is, and in the time of turmoil, the thing that I always want to do is to teach and uplift. So based on well, let's speak separately. Your experience versus my experience. What kept you sane?
What kept me sane was the weekends when I wasn't there, and when I'm able to do, I had other outlets, like, I couldn't really do my thing on the radio show, so, when I would do the reality show, I'd do a little bit more, but it definitely made me, being in the situation that I was in, and I'm sure you can relate to this, I felt stifled, and I started to doubt myself outside of that forum, and then I spoke to other women in radio, and some of my peers were like, where I'm working, I really can't do my thing either because it kind of rocks the boat with the male talent. And that's something, a reoccurring theme you kind of see in a lot of radio shows where the woman is just supposed to be like, oh, you're so funny, oh, stop, and be the voice of reason. And nobody, I think a lot of people are afraid of a strong woman that like is very opinionated and kind of can go there. I don't know why. Women are the biggest consumers. There's more women that are listening,
Right.
but they want to like kind of put a muzzle on you sometimes. And I think it can be a very threatening thing if the male is not extremely secure in his position.
You know what? The first time I saw that, and this is me and Claudia maybe just having our own conversation. I'm glad Tammy's still there. But the first time I saw that is, and hey, if y'all go back and tell lies on Ebony, this is recorded. So I love President Obama. But prior to that, think about how down we were with Hillary Clinton, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Hillary Clinton ran against President Obama, who did we turn against? And it's so funny how sometimes a female in a position, you feel just so like a female that makes her point seems like a scorned, mean divorcee, whereas
Right.
a man can say the same thing and he comes off as a strong man. And I will forever stick to that.
It's so true. Yeah, right. I don't know why, and I don't know why it rubs people the wrong way, especially other women. If you think that other women would be like, nah, we like that, but I've always been very opinionated, and some people might say it's too in your face, and I would hear like Ricky would say, oh, we got to soften her up. But you knew what I came from. I came from a foxhole. There's nothing harder than that.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how to switch it up. I mean, I've been to the Democratic National Convention and covered that, and inauguration, and I've worked with CNN and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like a lot of the things, the issues in this business have to do with a lot of people being insecure, a lot of jealousy, people just not really feeling comfortable in their own skin. And then if you come in and you're secure, you're Ebony Steele, you're Claudia Drew, and you are comfortable and you are secure where you are and what you bring to the table, that's an intimidating thing to some people. It really is.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this question, and I don't know if we've ever discussed it, even in the conversations that we've had, and I can probably think of the moment, and I'm glad that we were grown enough to have the moment, because as soon as you moved to Atlanta, it was told to me by your public, I want to talk to Ebony, I want to blah, 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 and I really respected that, even though there are some people that took over my job in another position that never reached out like that. But what I respect you for is the grownness. But at what point did you realize, you know what, that chick's okay, she's cool, and I'm not fishing for compliments. I just want to see if me and you had the same moment.
When you called me, we were trying to go, remember we were going back and forth on Twitter, direct messages about, trying to sit down and talk, and then I was at Mimi's house, which was near you, and you reached out and you came over there. And we sat and we laughed, and I think there were some tears and everything. There was a whole range of emotions. And I was like, if I would have listened to some people about this chick, I would have a totally different perception about her and image and of who she was. And I suffer from that as well. So like I try not to jump the gun and just like judge or just listen to what other people have to say. Because I find when a person is really trying to campaign against someone, they're trying to manipulate you and control you into thinking a certain way about someone. And I prefer to get to know the person on my own. And when we left that night, you were okay with me. And we continued to text each other. Then I saw you at Cynthia's house and we made a little skit. And that's when, for me, it was that night when we sat down and we talked, and we had our moment, and it's okay. Like, it's easy to blame me for what happened with you, but the deal has nothing to do with me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And even the new person that's in the position, it has no, like, if I'm not going to be in the position and you're not going to be in the position, why hate on the person that's going to be in the position? But what I thank you for is just um, because I went through it a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And I went through it blindly. I was like, this is okay, this is how you do this. But to see someone who I respect and admire, and you crazy as hell now. You know you Lucy as a goosey now. You know your ass is crazy. You know all of that, right? You know you need a filter. You know what comes up what comes out, and you need to close your mouth sometimes. But that's what
Yeah,
makes us cool, and that's what makes us good. And the fact that you gave me an example of how to walk away from something that I never dreamed that I would have, even after the fact.
mhm.
I appreciate you for that. And I look forward to you coming back because I think you're coming back in the last week of Steele University. So if people want to sign up, of course, Claudia will be giving her full insight on, we're not talking about just like, forget this last mess with Housewives and Ricky Smiley. We're talking about somebody that has been, on Price is Right, and someone in their own honor. I don't care how jacked up you may think, because you don't know that their personal life is. And what I think, thank you for is, girl, I don't care if I see you 100 times. You're the same every time. If you've been musty once, you've been musty 100 times.
Well, I appreciate that. And what I've always wanted was I just really I love when other women can support each other. It's real easy to divide and conquer, and if we could just like get over some of this BS and like, I'm appalled that the other person didn't reach out to you because why would you not? You've been there for 7 years. There's like things to learn from you. You should
Yeah.
always pay homage to those that came before you and show respect.
Mm-hmm.
They clearly know more than you. And
Mm-hmm.
why not? Like, if I never even worked on the Ricky Smiley show, I was looking at you as like someone that I admire. I mean, I was a fan of yours. You did a great job. You're funny on Destination. You killed it. You know what
Well,
I mean?
I
Like,
appreciate that. And one thing I learned from my pastor at a young age is don't let some other people's, and write this down, don't let other people's shortcomings determine who you are. Because sometimes we do tit for tat. Well, this person didn't do this for me or this for that, so now I'm going to treat them like that. Nah, because while we're walking around mad at some people, girl, they have no idea. And guess what? Our blood pressure up and they don't give a damn. But I'm not going to talk your head off. This is just a preview of what Claudia and Ebony and even Tami coming later has in the next 4 weeks coming up. So AJ, if you're still there, we said we go an hour, so we actually have a couple of minutes left for questions, and we'll take those now. Claudia, I thank you, girl.
thank you. And listen, you need to come over one day. I'll cook. We'll make some turkey burgers and we'll put them on the grill and come lay up by the pool, okay? So you just let me know.
We got it.
Hey, we
Don't
got
hang
a
up yet. We
question.
got a couple
We have a
questions.
question for
Okay.
Claudia. We have a question from the audience for Claudia. This is
Okay.
from Sonia Campbell. She says she's an aspiring entertainment journalist with an independent magazine in Atlanta. She's interviewed several artists and studio and red carpet. Is it best for her to get an agent to take her hosting to the next level?
I think nowadays it's not as important, but if you want to go to the next level, you should probably, you can look into it. But you're in Atlanta. Atlanta's, I don't really know what kind of representation they have here as far as agents. They don't really, it's not as heavy as, in LA or New York. But I would definitely go to as many red carpets as you can and get interviews on the fly. And now there's so many tools with social media. You can use YouTube. You can have a channel. And you can send those links out. I have my hosting reel on YouTube. You just type in Claudia Jordan Reel. So if you type in your reel and sending them to agents in New York and in LA, but you don't need an agent for that. I mean, you can create quite a buzz now without having an agent because social media has just changed the game.
Take a couple other questions. Do we have anything else for Tami, AJ? Tami and AJ, and y'all know y'all can reach me anytime. I'll be glad to answer too. But while I have
Well,
the
you have
privilege of
one.
having
Okay,
Tami,
let's see. Here's another question. This is Tiberia Brooks, and this is for you, Claudia. It says, should you brand yourself or your product if your business consists of a product line?
You absolutely should, and that's something that people have been telling me for years. I need to brand myself. So now I'm working towards having a sportswear athletic line because I'm all about fitness and working out and skincare because I also like that's something that people ask me about all the time. So whatever it is that you're good at or you're known for, if you can just like find a way to brand yourself, attach a product to it. So mine will be my sportswear, my athletic wear, and skincare. And so when you think Claudia Jordan, I want you to think skincare, good skin, skin maintenance, workout attire, athleticism, healthy lifestyle. So definitely, if you have a product, absolutely.
All right, so the next
I want to know
question.
how the hell Claudia on the screen and ain't no AJ. Why is Claudia's pretty ass face on the screen and I'm not on the screen? And this my how she because everybody can see her, right?
You got to turn your webcam on. You must not webcam that much, Ebony.
Excuse me, Claudia. Why you pulling off like what's wrong with me? You got me feeling like whatever. Go on to the
No,
next
you got to
question.
turn your web because I'm looking for you. So look at where it says telephone mic speakers. There should be there's like a little blue thing that says webcam.
Oh,
Hit that because I've been trying to find you the whole time. I haven't seen you or Tami.
I'm not cute at all today. I'm not
Very
gonna do
cute. You better stop that.
mic and speakers. I'm not touching nothing. Okay. Go
All right.
ahead, AJ.
Yep,
Sorry.
we have another question. Well, first of all, Claudia, Tammy said, "Hey, girl." That's funny.
Hey, Tami, I love you.
She said,
So
"Hey."
cute.
So the next question is for Tammy, and the phone is a little bit low, so I'm gonna ask the question and then we'll have Tammy answer it. And this question is specifically for blogging, and it says, "Where do you recommend hosting a blog?"
Okay, I use WordPress.org. There's a WordPress.com, but I use WordPress.org, and I'm gonna tell you the difference. When you first start your blog, you're not gonna have that. You're not gonna have that much traffic, so you're gonna start off on a free hosting site, which is WordPress.com. But 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 if your blog grows and you get those numbers, you're gonna have to move bandwidth like me, and I've moved several times, and then now I'm on WordPress.org, the paid website. I mean, hosting, and it costs a whole lot. So get ready. So if you want to be a blogger, you got to get ready. And I'm not talking like a couple of hundred a month. Like I'm talking a couple thousand a month. Just to host. It's very expensive.
All right. And Ebony, the next question is for you.
Okay.
This is Brian Goodwin, and he says he's starting his degree in broadcast journalism, and he's interested in behind the scenes and producing. The thing he struggles with is being 29. So is it okay at age 29 for Brian to pursue a career in radio?
Absolutely not, Brian, because I'm only 22. So I understand. Hello? What the hell is everybody laughing at? No, I, I think that when your focus is right, and I will say this, in this business, there are so many people that will, you know what, I was on the radio and are doing this, and you know this, Claudia, there are people that will do our jobs for free. So my point is that you have to make yourself valuable, learn everything that you can learn, and make yourself indispensable where they can't get rid of you. So even at the age of 29, a lot of times people say, oh, I don't want to hire people after a certain age because, you know, when you're in elementary, high school, college, your mind is, you know, trained to work and learn quickly, test quickly, whatnot. But my thing is this. If you have a plan A without a plan B, only the plan A can work. And so even at 29, that's nothing to sneeze at. You can still make that happen. But at the same time, I'm not going to say keep your day job. Be realistic, though, in the expectations and know for a fact that a lot of what you're going to do is going to be for free, period.
I like to encourage people to get their friends to sign on to Steele University, to sign up for next week, and to spread the word because what Ebony's doing is giving free game. You know, I mean, she's giving game. She's giving up the game here, and this is valuable. She's got lots of years in the game, and she knows what she's talking about. And, you know, I think it's just such an amazing idea. I mean, people want to just it to happen for them and then want to snap a finger, and then if they're on TV or on the radio, and it doesn't really go like that. And many of us didn't have someone that wanted to sit there and give us the, you know, the real and the information that we need. So please encourage anyone you know that wants to get into the business, the entertainment business, to please sign up to Steele University. What's the link?
Okay, we'll take two more questions, and okay, it's 9:22. We're supposed to finish at 9:30, and we're gonna be early. We're gonna fin. You know what? We're gonna get out of church like the white folks. I'm sorry about hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just being real. When I go to their churches, we do get out early. No, it's wonderful. So take 2 or 3 more. One for definitely Tami, if she's still on, and Claudia and myself. We're open for questions.
So this question is from Chanel, and she said she wants to hear both of you guys answer. Why is it so hard for Black women to get along in media and in general?
We're 2 women that in media that have no problem with not getting along, and you know what? Usually, uh, usually it's me that is quiet and Claudia says it, but let me tell you this. If you listen to the radio every morning, 65% of people that listen to the radio are women. 35% are men. Yet, all of the morning shows are headed by men. Am I hating on them? No. Can I live without a man? No. Am I crazy about my father? Yes. So it's not that women don't get along. Let me tell you what happens. There are men in the business that are pettier than women. And I'm not speaking about anyone in general, but it's so much easier. You know I'm not, Claudia, for the men to point the finger at a woman. So as a matter of fact, the same person that just asked you that question, I challenge you right now to give me the 2 women that you're talking about.
That's true.
Because you're not talking about me and Claudia.
No.
You're not talking, you know what I'm saying? I even saw, was it Unsung with Vivica Fox, and it was she and Tisha Campbell, Halle Berry. It's like 6 of them that have this understanding that we're all going after this one position in this movie in Hollywood. Out of 6 of us, only one of us is going to get it. But when one of them got it, all 6 of them go and have dinner and drink and celebrate like it's all of them. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that this world is fair for women. Mm-hmm. It's not. But I'm not fixing to be like, oh, the man is, I can't stand him. I'm going to wear, khakis and button downs and take my breasts down. No, it's not that either. But my point is that when a woman makes a point and a man gets shoveled and disheveled and he can't handle it, it's very, very hurting and discouraging. Because in any female-male relationship, our job is to uplift, to make a man feel great. And I will always believe that. As a Christian woman watching my mom nurture my father, but when a man actually takes advantage and doesn't appreciate that the woman there, like Negro, 35% of your audience is men, 65% are because people like this chick. Why are you treating her bad? And I'll just leave it at that.
Well,
and Claudia, you can go too. So, but if the young lady that just asked that question said, why can't women get along? Name me 2. Because I guarantee you, in the middle of the 2 women that you're saying don't get along, I guarantee you there's a man that exists.
And you know what? There's an expectation that women are just not going to get along. They're about to be hating each other or jealous. And it's like you touched upon, there's a lot of petty men, especially in the entertainment business. But for some reason, they get passes or no one addresses it, or they're eccentric, or they're just, they just got their little ticks. And with women, they just want to automatically assume, but it's not even the case. Like you said, we've been cool since the beginning, and I have no beef with anybody in the media. Now, reality stars, that's a whole different case because that's set up by producers to kind of, people are thirsty and hungry for that conflict. But no, I don't see it either.
So, Ev, you want me to take some more questions?
Any more questions as my 4?
All right.
I'll take, let's see, it's 9:26. If we really went to 9:30, we'd actually have 4 minutes left. So I'm going to take 2 more questions, as my 3rd grade teacher would say. I don't know where the R came from, but some way she would find to put an R in questions.
Okay. All right. And let's see. Let me scroll up. Give me just a minute. What is the easiest way to break into the entertainment journalism? And this was from Shamora Carr. The easiest way to break into entertainment journalism.
Just be available. You can't have another job and work for people for free and be an intern. And then if you're really talented, you'll be discovered, and then hope soon you'll make money. I mean, unless you think something else, Claudia or Tami.
I started working with a newspaper in Rhode Island. It was like the only Black-owned and operated newspaper, and that's where I got my credibility as a reporter, as a writer. And I worked I would do the jobs like that were not glamorous, like worked as a PA, a production assistant at Channel 7 in Boston, and my job was kind of fetch papers and kind of help out wherever I could. But I would take the initiative and say, hey, can I write some stories? And I became, I started to write. But you have a body of work after that, and you kind of like, okay, start submitting. Like you kind of have to climb a ladder, like start as an intern or a production assistant, and send that stuff to the next level. This now our society is so hungry for information, so it's like the turnover is so fast. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. There's a million blogs out there that you can write for, entertainment shows. But you have to be hungry. You have to send your stuff out, and it really does help to live in a city where there's a big population, a big entertainment population. Like it's going to be hard if you're going to try to have that career in Wichita, Kansas. So you have to be in LA, New York, Atlanta, Miami, kind of where the action is. Chicago.
All right. Those are all the questions. And Ebony, if you want, we can go ahead and finish going through the slides.
Oh, we weren't done yet? Lord have mercy. Let me do those real quick. People got to feed their children. They got to feed them soup. So how to be successful, always consider the source. Sometimes when you hear things, know where they're coming from. And if you're, truly a journalist, make sure your stuff is true. Go on to the next one.
All right. Hold on 1 second, Ebony. Froze
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Mine had not clicked on nothing. Claudia, you look cute. What is that? Like a burgundy tank top? What is that?
Jumpsuit. I just came from a screening. See, it's like a one-piece thingy. I got at this store in LA for like $25. Like seriously, at this like vintage kind of place. I get it now. I just posted on my Instagram.
Skinny people's clothes. So,
You're
make sure you guys check out Steele. Like we talked about Steele University. Please go to my Steele box. I'm so excited about that. STEELE box.com. Cynthia Bailey's sunglasses are in the Steele box. Yolanda Adams, her products. We have it's just trendy, it's fly, it's funky, and yeah, I want y'all to be a part of it.
Hey, Ebony, can you see the next screen? I moved to the next screen.
All I see is how to be successful. Just tell me how to end it. I don't want to keep people up all night. We got next.
Okay, well, the next screen you were talking about, never accept someone telling you no.
Oh, in my industry, think about women as when we dated. A dude will be like, hey, you'll go out with me? No. Will you go out with me? No. Will you go out with me? No. No. Okay, yeah. Sometimes in the industry, when you hear a no, it brings you closer to a yes. Because if people are saying yes and they don't mean it, it's fake. You're never going to get there. If people say maybe, that's even better because they're in the middle. But if they're obviously saying no, that lets you know that you got to put your game together better and even tighter to bring it closer to a yes. So don't be afraid of the no's. They happen all the time. And also, don't take it personally. I had a friend of mine that wonderful actress, as a matter of fact, got her master's in theater, and she went to this audition. She knew she was perfect for it, and she beat herself up over it for 3 months. She didn't get the part. Come to find out, the person that got the part was the casting director's niece. So she was beating herself over something that she had no control over. So she shouldn't have taken that personally. And one no can't stop you. Sometimes, I'm so glad I'm a chick. Claudia, have you ever thought about this? And maybe you too, Tami. I can't, when I'm at a club or back in the day, you watch a dude, hey, want to dance? No. Want to dance? I'm like, how can a dude do that? That is so tough, taking all of those no's.
Yeah.
But in this business, you have to realize that the no's bring you closer to a yes. I mean, like I even said last week, Michael Jordan made the freaking junior varsity football team the first time. Colonel Sanders didn't start KFC till he was 65. So everybody's circumstances are different. And in some form or fashion, you're going to be told no. And you're not even going to appreciate it if you're told yes right away. That's the real truth.
True.
So the thing is, Steele University, you can't say no. You have to go and register right now. And Steele Box, like I said, in any of my profiles that you guys see, whether it be on the web, my steeleuniversity.com, which I hope you guys will sign up for, just to continue to learn more about. And like I said, you saw Tami tonight. You saw Claudia this evening. It's not like I'm bringing BS to you. These are real people that have lived in the industry and can give you shortcuts and things you need to know to move forward. And Steele Box is just fly and keeps you there. And anything else, you email me. I do my best to DM you back. And once again, Ebony Steele, spell it with a Y, STEELE Steele on Twitter, and Real Ebony Steele on Instagram. Go ahead and give yours to Claudia and Tami, and anything else y'all have coming up.
Just at Instagram and Twitter at Claudia Jordan, and I'm very active on there. And I'll be on Headline News on the sister channel to CNN this Tuesday, I think the 1 to 2 p.m. hour. So check me out on there. I'm always commentating and contributing.
See? That's what I'm talking about. See?
Right.
I'm trying to do something with Ebony Steele soon. We'll see what happens.
They want to know. Don't give any hints because they're not going to be ready.
They won't be ready.
So if you have a blog, this course will take you to the next level. If you're on radio, web radio too, this will help you rise above the crowd. And TV, like this is, you can read about interviews with Claudia Jordan all day or hear about talking with Tami, but to be able to talk to them and ask personal questions like this is, priceless. So if you're already on TV, we'll help you how to break further into the business. And the bonus, our final round our final week will be celebrities that we can't tell you nothing about, but we want you to participate now. And then we have to think about it overnight, talk to your folks, whatever you got to do. I'm not going to talk your head off, but thank you for your time, and I'm humbled that you would even give us the moment to share our experiences with you. Once again, Sherry Shepard is a part of this, Trish Sher, we've got Rashawn Ali, our surprise guest, who is no longer a surprise, Claudia Jordan, will be back talking with Tami. I left out Coco Brown. Remember her with Single Wives Clubs? She's one of my best sweeties. And all of them are going to be talking about their different experiences. It's going to be a shortcut to help you get there. Oh, I'm supposed to read this. The $5.96. They ain't gonna pay that. Your price is $49 a module, or $99 for all four. And within the next 48 hours, if you do that, it'll be $99. After that, it'll be $149. But if you just tell me you love me and tweet me every day, that'll be the same too. But I think you need to learn and know this.
Right. So if you guys go right over right now to buy.steeleuniversity.com, you can go ahead and get the courses right now. And Ebony, you said for the next 48 hours?
Next 48 hours, we'll do the $99 special.
Nice.
And once again, I said this is something I wanted to do forever, but the cost of flying all of these celebrities in town, staying in a hotel, feeding them, I said, let me find a way that I can bring this to you at a lower cost, and that's why I'm doing this, and I hope you guys will take part in it. Love you, mean it, stay positive, still standing, always positive vibes. If you're going to worry, don't pray. If you're going to pray, don't worry. And all of these messages you'll continuously get from me if you stay on the email list, sign up for Still anything, because it's all about uplift, period. Thank you, AJ. Thank you so much. Also, Claudia, and of course, talking with Tami. You're priceless. I don't think there's anything I've asked you to do, and you said no. Also, Egypt Sherrod is a part of this too. Rodney Ho as well.
And Ebony, Tami said she had to run, but she said she's really looking forward and she's really dug in to get some information as it relates to blogging so that she can answer all the blogging questions. I know there are a few more blogging questions out there as well.
Perfect. We got it done. Anything else, you guys email me directly. Can I give them? They be telling me don't give my direct line, but I want y'all.
No.
I can't?
No.
Okay. Y'all just hit me up at info@ebonysteele.com. I can give them that one.
Give it to Ebony at ebonysteele.com.
No, that's my personal. Info@ebonysteele.com. That comes directly to me. Love y'all, mean it. Whatever questions y'all need answered, I got you.
All right. So you want to take one more question before we go, Ebony, or we want to call it a night?
We're gonna, unless it's a quick question, I can answer it in 15 seconds. Real quick question.
Was this Charnel? She says, how were you able to assemble all these people for one course for such a low price?
The fact that when I talk about when you grow up, you grow out also, and you maintain your friendships and your relationships, trust me, all of us scratch each other's backs, all of them, and these are all true artists that understand it, and these aren't people I just called on because they were famous or popular. It's because they hone in on their craft, they've studied it, and I want to bring you guys the very best. And I think when you understand that, that makes all the difference in the world. So thank you for recognizing that. And also, I'm a businesswoman, and I understand that the power of prayer, hustle, and also doing for those that do for you. And my circle I've been very blessed to have those that understand and have the same forward thinking pattern than I do.
All right. So any closing words, Evan, then we can end it.
Nope, that's it. Good night. Love y'all. Mean it. Tweet right now. If you tweet me, I'm going to retweet you and say that y'all was the best tweet of the week, Ebony Steele, or in Instagram. Any pictures that you guys take. Let's keep it moving in social media. That's how we do it. I got y'all.
All right.
See you next week for the first week when we actually start the course. Go ahead and sign up now because there are limited enrollment for that. Good night.